Hey, what's going on, No Nation? It's CJ Wilson here with DoakTalk. Happy 4th of July. We have some breaking news here, some early fireworks for the 4th. FSU lands four-star offensive lineman Peyton Joseph, the big-time offensive lineman out of Georgia. FSU lands Peyton Joseph over the University of Memphis. So a big time gift from Mike Norvell and Coach Alex Atkins, who's a hell of a recruiter in his own right. But FSU didn't really just land Peyton Joseph over Memphis. Let's talk about this a little bit. If you guys remember, Peyton Joseph was committed to the University of Florida for a period of time. And during that period of time, he was committed to the University of Florida. He damn near lived on FSU campus, right? Took multiple visits to FSU at multiple times throughout the spring. Hell, he even stayed on campus for a week long, if I'm not mistaken, at FSU, which was pretty. Why he was committed to Florida, which is pretty shocking in its own right. So FSU has been working on this recruitment for quite some time. Like I said, he was committed to the University of Florida, ended up decommitting from the University of Florida to open things up. And once he decommitted from the University of Florida, Florida State was the perceived favorite from then on out. Like I said, as they were recruiting him throughout the spring, he was on campus pretty much like he was committed to Florida State while being committed to Florida during that period of time. So big time gift for FSU and Mike Norvell and Coach Atkins, like I stated, getting the win over a rival in the Florida Gators, as getting him to flip from the SEC school to commit to the Noles. It's a lot of family relationships on campus for Peyton Joseph. He is cousins with Terrence Ferguson, the offensive lineman that recently transferred in from the University of Alabama. Has a really good relationship with Richie Leonard, who ironically transferred from the University of Florida, and also Jeremiah Byers as well. So he has a good relationship with a bunch of offensive linemen on the team, and he also has a really good relationship with five-star offensive line guard commit from Jacksonville, Florida, Raines High School, Solomon Thomas. Going back to the recruiting process, like I said, in the spring, those two was pretty much hand in hand whenever they visited Florida State. They built a really good relationship, and that relationship stood out, and they were pretty much, connected a really good bond over those unofficial visits during the spring to FSU. You fast forward to the official visit, those two also was tied together on the official visit and hung out a lot. I believe in the cooking battle, those two are teammates. So that relationship is there as well. So the relationship aspect rather has been building for Peyton Joseph and FSU. So I feel like it was just a matter of time in regards to his commitment to FSU. The Memphis Tigers did do a very good job of presenting a vision to him. Coach Silverfield, who was a disciple of Coach Mike Norvell, who was the head coach previously at Memphis, did a hell of a job recruiting him and selling him a pitch in regards to, living and playing in Memphis. But I think it was just too much to overcome, as FSU had already established a relationship, and Coach Atkins has pretty much took that relationship to another level throughout this spring and summer process. But let's talk about Peyton Joseph himself as a player, right? Like I said, he's a four-star, 6'3", 309 offensive line guard, interior guy. Moves very well. He's a physical guy at the point of attack. Doesn't mind hitting you and getting dirty. He finishes off his blocks too. He doesn't just hit you and shell shock you, this, that, and other, and let you go. Nah, he's going throughout the whistle, and sometimes a little bit after the whistle, which I like from our offensive lineman. Like I said, he has quick feet, moves very well, understands leverage, right, which is very key for an offensive lineman, especially to understand at this point in time in his career in high school. But like I said, understands leverage, understands angles, understand using his body well in regards to sealing guys off when it comes to blocks. So you combine all those things, you can see why he's a highly coveted four-star offensive lineman. Has a lot of good clay to mold in regards to Alex Atkins, who I feel like is one of the better offensive line coaches in the country. So very good get. I think Coach Alex Atkins is building a monster, a juggernaut on the offensive line. Like I said, we have five-star offensive lineman Solomon Thomas that's committed to FSU. He did shut down his recruitment, field the entertainments from the University of LSU and University of Florida. We got him, ended up getting Peyton Joseph right now, two really good interior guys, with pieces rather, for the offensive line. FSU is still in the running for a lot more offensive linemen throughout this process. Some pretty elite blue chip offensive linemen. So this could be the best offensive line class as Coach Alex Atkins has signed at FSU on paper thus far in his career. A lot of promising guys that are on the board for FSU. But again, make sure you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel. We got more information coming out for you guys pretty soon. You win games and you build roster through the trenches. Offensive line and defensive line is something that FSU has addressed within its recruiting cycle. And also you have your quarterback. So those are the three main components in regards to building your football team, so to speak. And FSU has done a pretty good job addressing that for the 2025 cycle. So again, make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel. We got more quick hitters coming for you. Go Noles.